Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And it is finally time to put out my final thoughts, do the mostly final counts of everything that we've received for the third anniversary, and for lack of better words, kind of bitch and moan about it, but also realize that they have given away a lot of stuff. So, this video could be a little bit rambly, could be a little bit whiny, but I think I speak for most players when I say that the third anniversary, in terms of the team, quite underwhelming. The rewards, some people are really, really upset, some people are fine. I'm kind of like bridging that middle gap where the rewards we got were good. Could they have been better? Yeah, but they're not ass. Let's get that straight. So there have been some peaks and some valleys, and they've been like really high peaks and really low valleys for the third anniversary. So today we're just going to be talking about that, going through like what the second and the first anniversary looked like as far as team composition and how well it worked together versus the rewards that we've got for the past three anniversaries, and comparing those and seeing how generous the devs have been, and just overall giving my thoughts. So this is going to be a rambly video. If you don't want to watch it, I totally understand. But if you want to hear my official final opinion, then this is the video for you. So let's get started. All right, I've had to re-record this like at least three different times because the first one was way too long and it was like half an hour long. It was rambly, and I think I double covered everything. The other takes I just didn't personally enjoy. So we're gonna try and get this as succinct as possible so I don't waste your time. Regardless of how people felt, whether this anniversary is good or bad, I think we can all agree that there were some definite highs and lows. But in my opinion, I think that the highs are high and the lows are pretty low. And that's really not what people are looking for out of an anniversary of a gacha game. People expect a lot of free stuff and, you know, really good units and et cetera, et cetera. Like, sometimes expectations can be a bit too high comparative for some gacha games versus others. So, looking at the Divine General team as it released, no substitutions, just what it is. Almesia, good unit. Gazel, not good unit. Raphael, decent unit. Diablo, godly unit. The Hero, great unit. Blanc, okay unit. So all of this put together makes a team that is very frustrating to run and not very fun, in my opinion. It's not. It takes so long to get this team going. It takes like an 8-turn team and making it like 8 minutes, turning it into like 15 minutes to get one run. And it's mainly because skill resetting teams take a long time because you've got to do a whole butt ton of stuff. There's a whole lot of flip-flopping to be done between units, who's up front, who's in the back, blah, blah, blah. You have one singular orb changer who only converts one singular orb. That's not great. Not when you compare it to the Visions of Coleus team or even the first anniversary team, both of which are good teams that had major fuck-ups along the way, but had multiple orb changers to help the team run smoothly. The Divine General team does not have that. You are banking solely off of Gazel, the clear worst unit of this team, but he is the linchpin. Like, if you don't have Gazel, your team is fucked. And there's just no nice way to put it. Without Gazel, you're not getting skill points. You don't have an orb changer at all. And you have support, and an alt swapper who only changes 2 of our orbs because there's only 2 space characters on here. There are questionable things that came out during this anniversary. But we could say that about both of the other 2 anniversaries. Like, the first anniversary meta was a magic theme. Veldor's giving you magic buff, and they give us the orange converter in Diablo who's physical. Like, what? That makes no sense. That's stupid. Alright, moving on. The second anniversary team. Really good team. We got Cleash, who is not on the Visions of Coleus force or the Octagram Demon Lord force, which is what Lumi is buffing. So Cleash is not participating in any stacks from Lumi at all. So is that stupid? Yeah. Does it matter that much? No, because the difference between Diablo and Cleach are they're very easily replaceable characters. You could swap Cleach out for a different orb changer to change greens to blues. You could swap out Diablo for a unit that changes oranges to greens, and the team will still run functionally well. In fact, if not better. You cannot do that with the Divine General team. You are handcuffed by Gazel, and that's not great. Like, I would have preferred you put less stuff on one of these guys and make the team run more efficiently. Because right now, like, the beatdown battle, the Jubilee, it's built for a 2-orb changer, and you can't do that with Gazel. You can change one. Congratulations, you've already fucked yourself. Turn 2, if you get more than or less than 3 green orbs, you're fucked. And that's like, this is not what a team should be doing in the anniversary. This team should be friendly to new players who are coming in. It should not require a genius level IQ and RNG up the biznitch to even attempt to get past turn 2 with. Like, that's not what makes a good team. That's not what new players consider fun, and it's not what old players consider fun either. So I think this team, while most individual characters have their good strengths, some of them have downsides as well, yeah. You take all these good units and put them together, and it makes it an inadequate, inferior, unfun kind of team. And units are content in this game. There is battle content, which we'll talk about, but the main reason and selling point of a Gacha Games Anniversary is the characters. And the individual character picks, Diablo, Raphael, Blanc, Elmesia, I think were fine. That's fine. They're kits, though. Like, this is not a well-oiled machine. This is, I put it together in my suburban garage, and I know almost nothing about cars except horsepower. Because this team has horsepower. It does a butt ton of damage. The first ANNI team, 500k on a good time. Second anniversary team, 10 million. This team, 400 million on a good time, right? You got a whole bunch of horsepower, but if you can't get to the starting line, then what's the fucking point? It's just stuck in your garage. I don't know why I'm making a car analogy, but Gazel is the engine. He's your orb changer, and he does one thing, and he converts one orb. And God help you if you bring a character who's not on Divine General, because then you just lose all of your skill points on that character. It just doesn't make sense. This team is not fun to use. I don't enjoy using this team. It takes forever to run, and it's got ridiculous amounts of RNG attached to it. I don't understand the Blanco alt swap. I don't understand the alt buff when Elmesia's ceiling crit, pierce, and synergy. Synergy, pierce, where's the crit? I don't know. Why is her orb change not all characters? Why is it just space? I don't get it. The amount of weakness strike you get from sending the hero and Diablo alts versus the amount of points and protection gauge for Elmesia and the skill points you're getting from sending 6 greens so you could use more stacks of Raphael to get higher alt damage and synergy power does not offset. Like, weakness strike is one of the weakest buffs in the game versus double stacking something with Raphael 16 more times over the course of 8 turns. Like, no. People try and defend the whole alt swap thing and sending alts to these characters. No, that's awful. This is an 8-turn stacking team. I don't want to have to play around. I want stacks of Raphael. That's the whole fucking gimmick. I don't want their alts. I don't want them to ult. Just straight up, I don't. They don't do shit for damage until you get to the nuke turn where you have literally like every single thing active. So I don't enjoy using this team. But moving on. We've spent half the video on this. So we did a count, myself and one of my mods, and we went through and we mostly calculated. There are still some things that are ongoing, so this number will fluctuate, but the amount of crystals and the amount of tickets that we have received by completing all events, by doing some event rewards or like one-time things, and the amount of free tickets that we've received. And doing all the math, Great Harvest, Event Story, Milestones, Predator, Crystal Districts, if you can accomplish everything, and that's a big if, right? Then the total amount, your first clear bonuses is 2,100 crystals. And then you include your dailies and logins, which is 120 for login because you get 30 every week. And then your daily missions will fluctuate between if you have the monthly pass or if you don't. And then there's the current week that's going on for double rewards. So that's an extra 140 crystals for that week. And that amounts to between 880 and 1,200 crystals. You factor in the event rewards, which includes 2 different Jubilees, because you needed to summon on multiple 3rd anniversary banners, which were also active during the antagonist meta, so we are including it. So it's 2 different Jubilees that we're not going to get these crystals for until after the Divine General team is over. But the fact of the matter is it's an event happening during this 3rd anniversary. Invite a Friend, the Magic Recollections, Valor Cup season, the login, 1,000 crystals from that. You got the bingo boards, Heavenly Conquest, and then that adds up to between 22 and 34, depending on your rank for Jubilee. So we actually end at between 5,300 and 6,800 crystals on the low side of dailies and the low side of events versus the high side. And that number is quite a jump from last year's 2nd anniversary, where we got 3848. So we've gotten 2,000 more crystals between the 3rd anniversary and the 2nd anniversary. Like, that's not an insignificant amount for one, well, I'd say a month and some change, right? Even if you took away the 600 crystals from the antagonist Jubilee, it's still more. Because it would cut us down to, what, the high point would be 6348, which is still a lot more than 4803. So, it's like, they've given away a lot. And then you throw in the tickets, and we got 100 tickets for the Ice and Kyoko banner. That was half pity. We got the code tickets. We've got all these Rookie Choice tickets. We've got Magic Recollection tickets, which are still ongoing, so this number will be continue to climb. We've got Medal of Honor tickets from the Special Quest and the Banquet of Tempest and the campaign rewards. We've got the EX Selector ticket for the 11/11 celebration. We've got the Corridor of Awakening tickets. Like, we have had so many tickets that it equals between 351 to 359, depending on your Jubilee rank again, which we won't see for a week or so, but it is being factored in. And if you compare that to last year, 514, it is decidedly less tickets overall. However, the kicker is that their login was not crystals for the 2nd Annie. It was straight up tickets, which people complained about, because why give me bitch tickets when I could use crystals on one of the meta banners? So they changed that, because now our login is 1,000 crystals, 200 tickets. But the thing also is that if we look in the menu for the 3rd anniversary, we still have another 200 tickets for part 3, which is question marks. That's going to come in November or later, which I assume is going to be when the meta changes on Tuesday. Like, we'll get this login bonus. So there's another 200 tickets that's going to be under the banner of the 3rd anniversary, that if you add on top of the 359 tickets, it now eclipses what we've got in tickets, and we're already eclipsing what we got in crystal count. So overall, the amount of currency and tickets that we've received between the 2nd and 3rd anniversary is significantly higher. Yeah, the major part that's missing is the fact that the character intro quest here, 90 crystals, versus the 2nd anniversary, where the character intro quest only gave us 10, but also gave us 2 free dupes of new characters. So we go back to Coleus, we got a free Protector Lumi dupe and a free Blanc dupe. Like, that's not insignificant. These are dupes of EX brand new characters. We did not get any free dupes of any character during the 3rd anniversary for the Divine General, or even Demon Lord, or even Isis Kyoko. Like, none. We got a lot of tickets for Isis and Kyoko, which you may have pulled them, but we didn't get dupes of one of the Divine General characters. So that is a major missing key part of the 3rd anniversary, is free dupes of characters. Other than that, like, I don't really think that we're missing anything else spectacularly major between the 2nd and 3rd anniversary. We didn't get a raid, technically, which raids are fun. They're just like mini Jubilees, and we did get a number of tickets from raid milestones, but I would consider that like the Heavenly Conquest event kind of took the place of a raid. Is it exactly the same? God, no. But it's an event that's gone on for quite a while. It's giving a lot of rewards. I'd say the Stamina campaign also took over some of those rewards, because we didn't really get that during last year's 2nd Annie. We got just the raid milestones and completing it X amount of times. So they kind of split it up into 2 different things. But overall, the amount of free stuff that we got is significantly higher than the 2nd anniversary. But the fun factor of the team is significantly lower. Like, I still enjoy running the Visions of Coleus team. It's a well-oiled machine. This machine, like I said, is a shit car, and I do not like using this team. So, all in all, high peaks, low valleys, but really high peaks, a whole butt ton of free stuff, really low valleys, the actual operation of this team. Individually, I think each unit will shine outside of this meta. Like, you're going to put Raphael on a Space and Dark team, that'll work very well. Blanc on a Space team will work very well. The Hero will work on any Burst team that can use Piers, and Diablo will work on pretty much any team. And Almizia, as I've proven through videos this month, can lead any team. So individually, each of these summonable characters is going to be very strong and useful outside of the Divine General meta. It's just really unfortunate and kind of stupid that when you put them all together to run their actual team, it's kind of ass. So this is really like the main selling point, and it's going to factor into the grade heavily, because free stuff is great, but the whole point of summoning is to summon for this team. And if the team doesn't run very well, is it even fun to use? And the answer is no. So again, free stuff, great, bad team. So if I were to grade the 3rd anniversary from a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being I want to quit this game and throw it in the dumpster, it's a trash, and 10 being absolute perfection, I would grade this anniversary probably like a 6.5, 7. Somewhere around there. The team unity really drops it down. Because if simply you had given Gazel a double orb change and given Blanc a triple alt swap and given her guaranteed crits, I think this easily could have been like a 9.5 out of 10 anniversary. And the only reason it would drop is because we didn't get any free dupes, which is an impactful, but overall, of the course of the game, not super major thing. If this team just simply ran better and it was more fun to use and made sense, it would be a very, very tippity top tier team. But no one likes using this team. I don't like using it. Nature doesn't like using it. The whales don't like using it. And they just ignored the main points of Almizia and said, fuck it. So if they had just made like 2 changes, maybe 3 changes, Gazel double orb change, Blanc alt swap being unrestricted, and instead of the alt buff you give crit, this would have been like a 10 out of 10 team. But they didn't, so it's not, and it runs like trash. So that takes significant points off my grade. But the free stuff is great, so that brought it back up. So it's not a failure, but it's not perfect. So 6.5 out of 7, 6.5 to 7, I think is a fair grade once you add in, without being overly biased, the amount of free stuff that we got, the amount of content that we've received. Because while it seems like we didn't get a lot of stuff to do, they did reset Crucible. They did give us Heavenly Conquest. They got the Banquet of Tempest. We got the event. We got the Character Induction Quest. We got the Special Anniversary Quest. We got the Magic Continent Recollection. We got the Countdown Quest. We got Jubilee. We've gotten a lot of stuff, and while it is a lot of busy work, it is things to do. So this, I have never felt a dead period for the anniversary, because there's always been things to do. Like, we're halfway through Crucible missions. I haven't even really started the equipment material stuff. We got the Crystal District, and that takes a lot of time and energy and effort in building stuff. Like, Corridor of Awakening is here, Heavenly Conquest, the Rookie Support, the Chamber of Memories missions. There has been stuff to do. Whether or not you can do it is a different story, but they gave us things to do. And that is also a big factor, because if the anniversary was dead with nothing to do and a terrible team, like, it would have been a wholly different story. But they gave us content. They gave us a lot of free stuff. Unfortunately, the team has kind of wet the bed a bit. So I think that a 6.5 to 7 is a fair grade after looking over everything. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. New players, old players, mid-game players. Like, based on your experiences, whether it be super limited or super long, how did you feel about this 3rd anniversary? Do you agree with my 6.5 to 7 grade? Do you think it should be higher? Do you think it should be lower? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.